Hi, it's Kane Hodder, Jason from Friday the 13th. You're watching Slash and Cast. Keep watching, or I'll kill you and your whole family.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Slash Cast. My name is Riley, and joining me today, you may recognize her from Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning, but more importantly today, the director of the upcoming film, 13 Fanboy. Deborah, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh my gosh, Riley, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
This is really surreal for me, so it's cool having you here, and hopefully we get to push an audience towards 13 Fanboy, because one of the things that's so interesting about it is a lot of these Friday fan films are going out right now, and 13 Fanboy is getting kind of put into a mix of that fan film category, but it's very much not that. It's very different, and it's on its own. While it relates to F13, it's not a fan film. Can you tell us more about the film and how it separates from that category?
Right, yeah, it is definitely not a fan film, but you're right. A lot of people have misunderstood and thought that's what it is, and it's not at all. This is a film that's going to have a theatrical release and a wide, release as far as like DVD streaming, that sort of thing. It's not a YouTube release. I think, because we're doing the Indiegogo, people think of it that way. But one of the reasons I'm doing the Indiegogo is because I want to involve the fans and I want to bring them in early. And it's a great way to involve them directly, get their names in the credits, that kind of thing. But what Fanboy is about, it isn't about an obsessed fan who is stalking his favorite actresses from Friday the 13th. And so this is what, think about like the movies like Cape Fear and Hush, very realistic based. Then add in the horror kills that everybody loves, and we're going to have all practical special effects. And we have some amazing people coming on board to do special effects, and I can't say who yet. But we've got some very exciting news coming up shortly about that. So, our kills are going to be fantastic. And I'm so excited about it. And I'm so excited about having fans on board for it. I mean, think about it. This is the name Fanboy. You've got to have the fans there. You can't go without them,
Right. Yeah, I think it's a really, really cool opportunity for fans. And not only that, but not just being in the credits, but you're also giving fans the opportunity to send in and actually be in the film. Can you explain some of those opportunities? Because I think people will be really interested in that.
Oh, sure. I mean, there's chances like we have like characters in the movie that you can get a character named after you, a street sign, something like that. So you'll actually have your name in the movie that way. You can be in the movie, you can get killed in the movie. And we're also doing auditions for people, horror fans. This is for horror fans to audition and be a part of the movie. So you can be casted, you can have your name in there. Oh, you can have your music. I've invited all horror fans to send in your music for possible inclusion. And I'm hoping to be able to pick at least a couple songs from fans, because there's a lot of talented fans out there. And where you can have an opportunity to have like a family photo put in there, or a personal photo. Like, say we've got a couple of scenes where we're going to be scanning across some family photos, and you could be included in that. We have one place where there's a refrigerator shot where your picture could be right there on the refrigerator.
Wow, that's neat. That's a really cool opportunity.
Yeah, it's super exciting. And and art. If you're an artist, a visual artist, and you do horror art, we have one location where the person is going to have a lot of horror art in the house. And so there's opportunities to have art put up like that too.
Well, yeah, that's actually really cool. And you mentioned you are an Indiegogo. You do have a flexible goal of $50,000, and right now you're just over $39,000. So you're getting there. You got 17 days to go. But I'm really interested. I think you're going to make that goal. But once you do hit that goal, Where do you have any plans for like stretch goals? You mentioned practical effects, and I know that's kind of where the more money you make, the more crazy things you can do on practical effects.
Right,
So.
exactly. That's, this money is going to help us a lot with getting those practical effects that everybody loves so much, because they're not cheap. It's much cheaper to go CGI, but it doesn't look right. It looks weird. It looks flat. There's the shadowing's not there. There's not the depth and stuff there. So, we're going all practical effects.
Yeah, that's enough to sell me right there. I think any real horror fan would lean to practical effects anyway. Is there anything past that? Like you see, like if you make like $75,000, anything that's gonna, the more money you make, the more it's gonna stand out. Certain things you can do.
Exactly. Yeah, the more money that we get, the more we're going to be able to do with special effects. And we still have another person that we want to bring on board. We need more money for. And so unfortunately, I wish I could say, because I think that would probably be enough to make everybody go, hurry now, let's go. But I can't until we get it all arranged. But, if you guys look at who I have so far, I think we're going the right direction, and the more everybody helps us, the more we can do.
Yeah, which is actually a beautiful point. Can you go through some of those cast members? Because you're bringing in some crazy alumni from the Friday the 13th franchise.
I know. We have C.J. Graham, and of course he was Jason in Jason Lives. We have Tom Matthews, who you guys remember him. He was also in Jason Lives. We've got Judy Aronson from, that's from part 4. And remember, she was also in Weird Science and American Ninja. Yep. Everybody loves her. I adore her. She's a really neat woman. We have Tracy Savage from part 3. And she went on to become a broadcast journalist. And then we have, Ron Sloan from 5, Carol Locatel, who played Ma. Remember Ma and Junior from 5? She's going to be doing a cameo appearance. Jennifer Benko from Part 6 in Texas Chainsaw Massacre and such. She is going to be in the film as well. And we have one other person that some of you may know who it is, but I can't say the name because we can't say it along with the Indiegogo campaign. Because they don't want to be involved with that part of it, which I totally understand and completely respect. But you probably know who I'm talking about, and it's a really big name.
Yeah, I think most fans can put 2 and 2 together there, but we're not going to say anything. But yeah, so in other words, it's definitely worth it. You have some huge alumni there. If you're a Friday fan and you're not already sold on 13 Fanboy, you should be. It's definitely worth investment, and every dollar to something like this makes a tremendous difference. I am really curious, though, because you did just mention that it's not just like a YouTube release or anything, but you want to go like theatrical with it. Is that where you actually do plan on like hitting theaters with it? And also, do you plan on, is it like a one and off kind of film, or do you see like any sequel opportunity there too?
No, I very much so want to do a sequel. Of course, it depends on how well this does, but absolutely want to do a sequel. I have a fantastic producer. My producing partner, his name's Joel Paul Reisig, and he has so much experience in distribution and just getting films off the ground. This is, he's just finishing up his 26th film. So, and every single one of them has had distribution and obviously funding, or they wouldn't have been made. And so he's fantastic at, the areas that I'm not particularly good at. I'm more the creative side. And he's already gotten us a theatrical release.
Wow.
So we're looking at a small to medium size release. Probably somewhere in the neighborhood of between 350 to 750 screens around the U.S. And we're looking to expand that, but that's what we have right now.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, good for you guys.
Considering that shows you how much pull he has when we haven't shot the film yet.
Yeah, right.
And he's got that. But, they're smart. They're looking at it and they're going, look, this is about Friday the 13th. It's perfect to open on either Halloween or a Friday the 13th, the week of a Friday the 13th. And that's what they want to do.
Right. Yeah, that makes complete sense. That's really cool, though. Like, congratulations on that. That alone is a difficult process.
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Independent films rarely get a decent theatrical release.
Right.
So, and plus, he also, his films, they're all in Walmarts, Targets, and that sort of thing for once they go into DVDs. So this is completely different than the other films that are raising money right now.
Right. I just from my own curiosity, you did mention in the past, like, it's your granddaughter that is starring in the film. Is that correct?
Well, she's not literally my granddaughter, but in the film, she's playing my granddaughter. Her name's Haley Greenbauer.
Got it.
And yes, and so her name in the film is Kelsey Voorhees.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's really interesting too. Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be really cool. I imagine you're going down a lot of Easter egg routes too. Are you planning some really good Easter eggs for the film?
Absolutely. We're going to have lots for that people will really, I think everybody's going to really enjoy those.
Yeah, I think another thing that could help just catch the interest of fans, you guys put together, not only did you put together an Indiegogo video, but you guys created an entire scene and gave you just a taste of what you guys had the ability to do. One of the interesting part of that is, as well as that Vincent DiSanti was involved, and people that are really big fan film people know Vincent DiSanti from Never Hike Alone. Right. So if even people want to be more interested, that scene alone is worth checking out.
Right. And Andrew Lady from Never Hike Alone is in there too. And they're both in the film. That is, like you said, it is it is just the Indiegogo video, nothing else. It's not a part of the film. The film is going to be much more intense. This one was more of a nod to Friday the 13th. Our film, think of, like I said, it's Cape Fear with the horror kills.
Right.
So we're talking edge of the seat. And you will have time to be really invested in the people. And plus, we have, the killers going after myself, after Tracy Savage, after Judy, after, and Jennifer and somebody else we're working on trying to get. And so it's really intense, really intense.
Right. So I like to usually end interviews with a super open-ended question. So usually everyone struggles to answer these. So prepare yourself for that. But if you could direct or star in any film from either any film from the past, mainly in the horror genre, but any film from the past, can either remake, whether that's directing or starring in, what film would that be?
Okay. I have one for directing and one for starring in. Actually, I wouldn't mind starring in the one I'm direct either. The Bad Seed. I love that film.
Oh, wow.
Granted, it's an old film, but there's nothing scarier than a little blonde girl with pigtails out there killing people.
Right.
I love that. The role of the mother, or now I would have to be a grandmother, would be fun to do. But if I could go back in time and be young again, I would definitely love to play in Psycho.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I like asking those questions because those are such unique answers. Would have never thought The Bad Seed would have came up right there.
I love that film. I want to remake it in modern times. Can you imagine how intense you could make it today?
Yeah.
Back then, they really had social mores that they didn't cross. We crossed those lines, and it could be really intense and crazy.
Right. Yeah, for sure. I'd actually like to see that now. Now it's in the back of my mind.
Yeah. Oh, I love that movie. I think it's so well done.
Okay, well, is there anything else you would like to say in terms of sending people to your Indiegogo? What last selling points?
Yes, please, guys, go to Indiegogo. You could get your name in the credits for as little as $13. We have some great perks out there, and there's a lot that you can get that's not that expensive. But wouldn't you rather, let me ask you, when you go to the movies and you're going to go see 13 Fanboy and you get your bucket of popcorn and you got your drink right next to you, do you want to sit there and look at everybody else's name on the screen, or do you want to see yours?
I'm sold.
Okay, there you go. Get your name in the credits.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you can also come by and see me and visit me on Facebook. I have Deborah Voorhees Sheer Horror Group, and I try and get in there every day and visit with fans. So that's where you can find me most. Unfortunately, my personal account, Facebook, limits you to 5,000, and I'm always right on that ragged edge. You know, sometimes people drop off because they've, discontinued their account or something, but just go to the other page anyway, because believe me, I'm there more than my own page. So.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much. I could not recommend to everyone watching to go check out 13 Fanboy. At least take the time to watch the video. I think most of you watching this will definitely enjoy it, and it's worth every penny.